Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for the week of May 22nd. You're only the last reading I'm doing today, and I already forgot. So that should tell you something about this week, right, Libra? But anyway, we're going to jump right in here. You have this, in your current general energies, you have this new moon in Virgo. It says a time to give rather than take. And you have the Judgment card, the Four of Pentacles, and the Six of Wands. Could be something like some success coming in for you here. You know, I also feel like there's something you're leaving behind is what's popping into my head with the Judgment card. You know, on a traditional Judgment card, the people are rising up out of coffins, and the coffin represents their old life. Outside the coffin represents their new life. And so it's kind of like you're entering into a new, you know, it's like you're entering into a new stage of life, or you're entering into a new life just in general. And, you know, I feel like it's going to be something that is like much more successful for you. I feel like it's going to be something that, you know, you have the Chariot here. It's going to be, you know, lead to a lot of like victories and things like that. So I see like a victorious energy here. I also see like happiness as well. So, you know, that's a good thing. Everybody's had the Tower again this week. So again, you know, I think that we're going to see a lot of global Tower moments. You know, just a sign of the times. The other crazy thing is you're the second sign that has had Judgment in the Tower. To me, Judgment and the Tower together is like a major revelation, a major wake-up call. To me, it's the most powerful combination in the tarot to have those two together. So for a lot of you, this could just represent like a wake-up call, or you could just be having like a realization this week about, you know, whatever, you know, some sort of change that you need to make with the Judgment card. You know, the Judgment card is kind of like waking up to maybe something that's been holding you back or preventing you from success. And again, you have the Four of Pentacles, and Four of Pentacles can be holding on too tightly to something. So I feel for a lot of you, it's like there's a pathway opening up. You literally have this pathway card in your third row. We're going to talk about this in a minute. And you also have this bad health card. I actually don't think you're going to have bad health. I think this is saying that there's something that has been like draining you of energy, or there's something that you want to move away from in life. And there's like finally like a path is opening up, like a new opportunity or something much better. It's like you're waking up to something better. You even have the Six of Wands here, and the Six of Wands is a card of success and abundance. You know, what I will say to you, Libra, is I feel like one of your challenges is other people. Like, you know, if you, I don't really have any good examples other than it's like, you know, maybe you want to do something that your family doesn't agree with. Maybe you want to leave college, or maybe you want to start a business and your family doesn't agree with it. Maybe you want to move away and your family doesn't agree with it. I feel like a lot of your decisions, that's just one example, right? It could be anything. Maybe you have a job and your boss doesn't want you to quit, but maybe you want to, right? Maybe you want to move towards something else. And that's kind of like the vibe I'm getting from this reading, is that you want to do something that maybe other people in your life don't want you to do. And I feel like this reading is saying you basically have to do it anyway, right? There is no good answer. You're just going to have to maybe upset people, but guess what? It's not their life. They can get over it, right? So there you go. With the Judgment card, you have the Knight of Swords. It's really weird. Everybody's had the Knight of Swords as well. What I would say is that the Knight of Swords is my card of getting a second opinion. So if you're buying something like expensive, or, you know, if you're having work done to a car and it's expensive or something like that, I always tell people get a second opinion with this card for sure. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Emperor here. You know, could be an Aries. Some of you, there could be an Aries coming in for you in love. I wouldn't really say this is necessarily love reading. There's a little bit of love here, so if you want it, it's here. You have the Two of Cups at the end, you know, which, you know, is obviously a great love card, but I kind of feel like it's time for you to take action. And what it's time to take action on is this right here, your Nine of Cups. You have literally Nine of Cups, Chariot to the King of Pentacles. It's like whatever your wish is in life is going to be permanent, which is great. The King of Pentacles is a card of permanence. He kind of represents something that lasts forever. And I almost feel like the Emperor is missing. You know, the Emperor is obviously showing up right there in the reading. But sometimes I feel when the Emperor or the Empress shows up in a reading, it's basically saying the masculine or the feminine side of the energy is missing. And so with the Emperor, I feel like it's action. It's like some sort of action needs to be taken towards a goal, wish, or dream with the Nine of Cups. We'll talk about that more in a minute. Yeah, and what do you know? With the Six of Wands, you have the Fool. It's almost like the universe is like guaranteeing success here, you know? The Fool is about taking a leap of faith, of course, and just getting started. And with the Six of Wands like guaranteed success. You know, it's, you know, normally there's a guy, he's on his high horse. The horse in the tarot represents assistance. So it's like there are people, places, and things that are assisting you towards towards this victory that you could be having in your life, but I feel like you need to get started here, Libra, with this Fool energy as well. It's time to take a leap of faith. Next, in the area of what you need to hear right now, you have this healing energy. You are in the process of healing, eliminating any bad energy from your life. I literally said this with that bad health card. It's almost like I don't really feel like it's talking about health. I feel it's just talking about things that steal energy from you. It could be anything. And it's like there's this pathway opening up. You have this divine intelligence. It says, connect with your higher self. You must first create space to listen. So be a great week, apparently, to meditate, take time for yourself. It does seem like one of those weeks. I've just noticed that pretty much everyone has had these cards of like needing to have more fun or needing to take time for themselves. So anything you can do to take time for yourself would probably be a good idea here. You have the Strength card, the Nine of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. The Strength card, strength is something that you have to do every single day. Normally, the lady on this card, she has her hands in a lion's mouth, and that lion kind of represents like your inner critic, your inner demons, your inner voice, all those things. So I feel like you need to start listening to your inner voice and your inner self. But I also feel that this could be saying it's time for you to kind of, do this every single day or to develop some sort of routine. I have something about your routine changing here as well. So if you're like thinking about changing your daily routine, there could be, I'm also getting like a forced change to your daily routine, but not like forced, like a bad thing. It's more like you go to the Chariot in this reading, you have the Tower here as well. So it could be like maybe your shift changes at work, or maybe you move, right? If you move somewhere, maybe you move cross country, then obviously the time that you wake up and everything is changing. So it's kind of like popping into my head that there's, it's like you're having to change your daily routine for a reason. But I feel it's going to be a good thing. You have the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment, getting something you wish for, getting something you want. So I would definitely make a wish at this time. I also feel this is saying, like, don't not move towards a wish. It's like, sometimes I think we think that something is impossible or that we'll never have something that we want. And I kind of feel this is with the Chariot. The Chariot is saying like, no. And also the Emperor. They're both like saying, no, you need to take control and make it happen. So don't think that good things can't happen for you. I would make something happen here with the Chariot. The Chariot is about, hard control. You literally have both cards of control. The Strength card is a card of soft control. The Chariot is a card of hard control, meaning you have to take control of your life. It says where there's a will, there's a way. So, it's time to make your wishes happen. You have the Three of Pentacles. If you put in the work, it will happen. Three of Pentacles is a card of quality work. And it's also a card of teamwork as well. So, if you're having a hard time manifesting something, getting other people to help you or working together with people could be very beneficial. The other thing is like following a plan is always a good idea with a Three of Pentacles. It doesn't even have to be a good plan, right? It's like you could just come up with normally there's the lady, right? She's holding the papers on the Three of Pentacles, and it kind of says there could be some sort of plan. And also I always tell people, like, don't compare yourself to other people, but if you're trying to build like a business or trying to start a YouTube channel or something, it's not a bad idea to like model success. So you're not copying someone, you're just maybe, using them for inspiration. And if you have the King of Pentacles here and you have the Emperor, these are cards of like having a mentor. So, putting those two things together, I'd say this is kind of saying to me that there's something that you see as a wish or dream come true, and can you just model success? And I know it sounds stupidly simple, but it is stupidly simple. So I would do it. You have with the Strength card, you have the Nine of Swords. I feel like you've overcome a lot. You've had to like overcome a lot. I feel you haven't necessarily been through an easy time. Like literally right next to this, you have the Three of Swords. So I feel like maybe some of you are coming out of a breakup or a difficult period of time where, again, I just get kind of like devil vibes of like something. That bad health card is giving me devil vibes. It's like saying something has like been stealing energy from you. And the good news is I feel like this reading is saying that whatever that is coming to an end. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Moon card here. Yeah, and I got that feeling of like not being able to see that something is possible with that Nine of Cups. It's like some of you might be stopping yourself before you actually get working on like a goal, wish, or dream. You might be saying to yourself, I'm too slow, I'm too dumb, I'm too whatever excuse you're using here. I feel the Chariot is really saying like it is time for you to take control, because we have Nine of Cups Chariot right here. And it's time for you to make something happen. The secret of the Moon is that it is secretive, but it also represents not knowing how to do something. It represents the unknown, but it doesn't say stop. It says keep going. There are mountains in the background of the moon, which represent an achievement. So I feel like for a lot of you, this is basically saying like keep going. And also, no one ever knows what they're doing. It's like you ask any successful person how they, what if they knew what they were doing before they became successful, they would say no. They had no clue what they were doing. They were just winging it. So I feel like you need to know that you don't need to know all the answers. You have the Queen of Cups with that Three of Pentacles. This is all you need right here. Everybody gets a Queen of Cups. Personally, I think that it's because of Uranus and Taurus. Uranus and Taurus has an emphasis on focusing on our values. Queen of Cups, she only focuses on her values. She normally has that cup in front of her that looks like a trophy, and it says that she really, really values how she feels about something. If she starts a business, it needs to align with her values. If she starts a relationship, it needs to align with her values. So that is the quickest way to a victory, going this way here. And it doesn't matter if you want love or business. Again, the Two of Cups could be love, but again, the Two of Cups can also be you and your higher self. So I feel like you are being guided towards something that is a victory, but you have to listen to your values, like what your heart values. And I pretty much say it to everyone, and people say you keep repeating yourself, and I keep saying, damn straight, I'm gonna keep repeating myself as well. That's how important this is that really we are in a time where it's like we have to move towards our values. And why is it such a challenge? Because the real world makes it seem like we have to like go get a job and drive 4 hours in traffic and and have like some sort of career and all this other stuff, when really if you want to raise llamas or something like that, and that's what your heart is telling you to do, then that's what you should do, because that's what will be successful. Jobs are going away, right? The robots will probably eventually win and take over all the jobs. So if you have built up a llama farm, you're probably going to be pretty successful, right? Because the robots can't raise llamas yet. And but if you stayed at your job that was stolen by ChatGPT or whatever, then you're going to be stuck. So what I would say here is, this is why I keep encouraging people, like, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take some time. ChatGPT is still pretty stupid. I've been using it for over a year, and it still is not that great, right? It's not like perfect. So we have some time, but I would take this time to build up your llama farm or whatever the hell you want to do, right? I would get moving. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this bad health card and this pathway card. Again, I don't really get health here. I get more, just like an energy vampire, but I don't even think it's a person. I think that a job can be an energy vampire, or something that we do. Like an activity or a habit or something can be an energy vampire as well. And I feel this pathway that's opening up is something that's going to be like setting you free, or it's like, it's like finally an option. I feel like this is something that hasn't existed, this pathway right here. It's like, it's almost like a new opportunity is coming in here. It's a pathway though. It's something you're going to have to travel down. You're going to have to learn. You're going to have to go on the journey. You're going to have to be flexible on this new path that's coming in for you here. But clearly it's going to lead to a victory. You have the Three of Swords, the Chariot, in the Tower. Again, I really get the vibes here that you could be disappointing some people in your life. I don't know, it popped into my head immediately with this Three of Swords. But I always say, so what? Unless they're paying your bills, and unless they're willing to handle any problems in your life, they're not you. So, that's why I always say, like, I don't listen to anyone who isn't like, who either has never done something in my life, or again, if there are people who are worried that are like, I don't want you to do this. It's like, well, okay, if I don't do something that could make me successful, it's like, you don't have to deal with the consequences, what I'm trying to spit out here. So it's like, unless someone directly has to deal with the consequences of your actions, wouldn't even listen to them, plain and simple. Again, I get like this weird feeling here that it's like someone could be like heartbroken that you're starting a business and they wanted you to go to college or something like that. Too bad, so sad for them, right? Is what I would say to you. Could also be a breakup. Again, I think you're over something here, Libra, because you have the Two of Cups and the good stuff right next to it. But I feel like this could be a past person who's just like miserable. You have that bad health card. They could be in bad health, or they're, just a miserable person. I feel like you're moving on here clearly, because, this right here going this direction is clearly the victory this way. Going this way goes to the Five of Pentacles. This is showing up in the good stuff, so it's going to be good no matter what. But it is interesting to me that it's like, sticking, basically strength would be sticking something out. Nine of Swords is a never-ending nightmare, right? Is just going to lead to being left out in the cold. Going this way towards your feelings, towards what your heart is telling you to do, your higher self is telling you to do, is going to lead to a very strong connection. And that does not have to be a person. It could be with a person, but it could be a strong connection to something you create in the world or whatever. It's clearly going to be a big victory here with the Chariot. So, I would move in that direction. The other thing, the Chariot has been coming up for basically everyone as well. And I always say the Chariot is about setting yourself apart. And just like I said, obviously, if you were to start a llama farm, you'd be setting yourself apart. Not many people do that, right? And so, again, now is the time to set yourself apart and to be different, to not be like everybody else, right? You have the tower. Everybody's had the tower. Again, it wouldn't surprise me if we saw some global tower moments. We're going to see a lot of them over the next 10 years specifically, but also the next 20 years. Pluto and Aquarius is all about it, right? And technically, it's really Pluto going from Capricorn to Aquarius. That action, that movement is what is causing the breakdown of structure. So, but again, I always like to remind people that, it's we don't really deal with a planet's lessons until the planet has left a sign. We're learning its lessons when it's in a sign. So we've been learning Pluto and Aquarius for the last 20 years, but now we have to put those lessons into action, into practice for the rest of our lives, right? So, I always say it's just because a planet has left doesn't mean we're done dealing with the energy. So, it's now is really when the rubber meets the road. And we could be seeing a lot of destruction. That's the whole point of Pluto and Capricorn is the breakdown of structure. Pluto, sometimes I think Capricorn really wants to be efficient, wants efficiency. So if there are things that are not efficient in the world, then those things are probably going to break down. Whatever, who the hell knows what it is, right? But it'll be something. So, we're going to see a lot of tower moments, like the banking system, stuff like that. With the Three of Swords, you have the Three of Wands. What are you waiting for? For some of you, you need to leave. I feel like you need to leave someone. Again, I don't think tarot should tell you what to do, but if this message is for you, then I feel like that you need to leave someone behind because there's something better coming in for you. With the Chariot, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Yes, definitely feel that you are improving your life. Eight of Pentacles is, funny enough, a card that I consider to be a card of, personal development. So a lot of you could be working on yourself here, or you could be making improvements to yourself, especially when I have strength to the Eight of Pentacles. Any changes that you're making to yourself obviously will be successful. With the Tower, you have the Nine of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups here. So I feel like you need to focus on one thing at a time. Seven of Cups can be a card of having too much to focus on. And Nine of Pentacles is very focused. The lady normally has that falcon on her hand, and it represents the fact that she's training her focus. So if you want to avoid a tower moment, I would make sure to stay focused this week. I also think, I've said to people before that this is not some sort of conspiracy theory. People keep coming at me for whatever reason, you're a conspiracy theorist. I'm like, it's not. Look at what's going on in the news. Don't watch the news, but also look, all these banks are collapsing, everything like that. I am just saying, right, that number one, I'm a truth theorist. I see the truth. Okay, number one, I've been right. I predicted COVID. I could go on and on and on. But what I will say here is that look at the situation. I'm not saying you have to believe anything, but look at the situation. Look what's going on. These are all distractions. You're just going to get distracted if you worry about it, and you need to focus on what you can do. That's what I encourage. I don't encourage people to believe in conspiracies or anything like that. I just encourage people to focus on what they can control. So that's what this reading is saying. It's unless you're going to save the banks, there's no point worrying about it, right? It would be better for you to focus on creating a system for yourself where you can have your own money, or you can save a little bit of money, or you can get some gold, or whatever the hell you're going to do. I don't care, right? Bitcoin, whatever, it doesn't matter. And that would be better, right? Because that you can control. You cannot control the banks, plain and simple, right? The reptile aliens control the banks. So there you go. How's that for a conspiracy, Libra? Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this too hard on yourself card. It says, being too hard on yourself creates unnecessary and difficult hurdles. Again, this is coming up in the good stuff. So I kind of feel like you are giving yourself credit here. You have this physical health card, and I do feel you could be improving your health. Again, you have that bad health card. People always ask me why I don't really talk about health, and I always tell people it is illegal for tarot readers to talk in depth about health. So, if you're wondering why do tarot readers never talk about health, because there's a law against it. We can't really provide details about it. So there's your fun fact for the day. But I do feel, again, not medical advice, but I do feel you could be improving your health here, or doing things to improve your physical health. You have the Two of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles. So I feel for some of you, there is a perfect match coming in for you here with the Two of Cups. So there could be a perfect match, and it's probably someone permanent. You have the King of Pentacles, which would be a permanent person coming in for you. It doesn't have to be an earth sign. I actually feel it's probably Aries. Aries really stands out to me, but it could just be a fire sign in general. You have a lot of fire here. But, again, if it could be any sign, just a general reading. And I do feel it'll be a perfect match. I also feel like again, when we are healthy, when we do get healthier, we do things to honor ourselves, then we are more in tune with our higher self and we get better answers and things like that. You have the King of Pentacles. Again, I do feel like there are permanent changes coming for you. King of Pentacles, he's very stable, very secure, but he's also very permanent. He kind of represents changes that we make that are going to last for a long time. Also could be a connection that lasts a long time. You also have the Five of Pentacles, and again, Five of Pentacles would normally represent leaving, calling attention to your weaknesses, but also being left out in the cold. And it is funny that you have this card here that says too hard on yourself. It's almost like you're just focusing on your strengths, and we have the Strength card right here. So I always say the solution to the Five of Pentacles is to focus on your strengths, not your weaknesses. And, it looks to me like you could be doing that. So let's see. With the Two of Cups, you have the Eight of Cups. Yeah, walking away from this past person is going to, if you're stuck on a person, there's someone much better coming in for you here. And I feel like walking away is probably going to be the thing that brings that in. I'm also hearing that if you have walked away, that you are going to be saying to yourself, that was the best decision I've ever made in my life, because I think there's something much, much better coming in here. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Two of Swords. Again, Two of Swords would normally represent kind of being stuck in a stalemate, but it looks to me like you could be just moving on to, calmer shores almost. And the reason I say that is normally the Two of Swords, the lady, she has that new island behind her, but she also has choppy waters, kind of like on the Six of Swords behind her as well. And it is popping into my head that some of you, this could just be general financial improvements. With the Five of Pentacles, yes, you have the Nine of Cups twice in this reading, so really good. Definitely a lot of fulfillment and definitely a lot of happiness coming in for you here as well, Libra. So this is a very good reading. I like these. To me, these are very positive changes. Let's see. We're going to pull 5 main themes now. You have this Prison card. For some of you, I feel like you see something as stuck, and I feel like you have felt stuck. Remember, we were talking about this with that bad health card and the pathway, but it's almost like I see the pathway opening up. It's like you're getting a new opportunity that's going to set you free. I would take it. You have this Size card. This card is like a card of being exasperated, just kind of waiting for changes, waiting for something to happen, being disappointed. But again, I feel there's a new pathway opening up to you that's going to be much more exciting in life. You have this Wedding card. Definitely could be, some of you, I would say, I kind of just get socializing here is what I get. So if you get invited, if you're looking for love, I would definitely go socialize with people, have fun, do things like that, because I feel that'll bring love into your life. Some of you could be being invited to a wedding, literally, and I would go. Next, you have this Doctor card. Again, I am not a doctor, so do not take this as medical advice. But if you are having a health issue, go to the doctor, plain and simple. You have that bad health card. You have that physical health card. I would take care of yourself. Again, I always say, I don't think tarot should tell you what to do. I don't think tarot is meant to scare you either or anything like that. But if you're having an issue, go get it taken care of. That's literally what this is saying. And finally, you have the Soldier card. This is a card of being disciplined and kind of following a plan. And so I do feel that for some of you, the plan you need to follow is right here. I'm going to move all these cards away. Right here, Nine of Cups to the Chariot. This is the plan that you need to follow. It's something that you see as a wish, or something that you see as being able to bring you a lot of fulfillment. Could be love, could be starting a business, whatever it is, I would get moving. But this is a pretty good reading here, Libra. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.